Who in your life right now today is it a struggle for you to love? Oh, we all have that one person or more that you know you gotta love them. God says, love your neighbor as thyself. But boy, is it a struggle. I think there's a theme in today's reading. Let's dig in and see. Good morning, good morning. I'm Elizabeth. This is our 1-year daily Bible study. We're on day 232. And it's all about love. Even Esther. Finishing up Esther. Last 2 chapters of Esther. It's all about love. It's all about love. It all begins and ends with love. Yeah. Thank you for coming on with us. I was looking to see who all's here. Let's just see. Oh, yeah. They're coming on. Nancy's with us. Good morning, good morning. And Debbie, our Debbies are on. And Andy, our Donnas. Thank you for coming on with us. Love, love, love every one of you. I love this community. I love what we do together. Y'all do realize, don't you? You guys put your prayer requests in the comments, praise reports, that together we're better. Together we're more powerful. Together we're exercising the authority that Jesus gave to us for healing. For salvation, healing, restoration, wholeness. Together we're better. And that's what we're seeing in today's Bible reading too, by the way. Esther chapter 8, 9, and 10. Yesterday we saw the end of that evil Haman. Today we see that King Xerxes gives Esther everything that belonged to Haman. And Esther makes the decision. Yesterday we saw the shift where Esther followed all of Mordecai's instructions, and there was a shift to when she stepped into her royal position. She stepped into the royal authority, and from that point forward, Esther was calling the shots. We saw that shift. Good morning, Tina. Sure glad that Odell's mama's doing better. That's awesome. I believe that was the power of our prayers yesterday, I'll tell you. Good morning, Paul. Hi, Lynn. There's our Cassies. Good morning, good morning. So that shift took place. Esther approaches the king uncalled. She was not called to him. She, in boldness, went to him. And he accepted her presence and offered her half of his kingdom, whatever it is that you want. And Esther took care of Haman. However, the decree had still gone out. The decree that the Jews would be annihilated, destroyed in March of the following year. It was still in effect. And in today's reading, we see what takes place. And one of the things that takes place is, again, Esther. Esther puts forth a plan. The king didn't tell her what to do. The king only told her that anything that had his seal could not be broken. So the edict to destroy the Jews was not done away with. But we're seeing in today's reading the power of words. The power of the word that went forth, the Jews had to be destroyed. And the power of the word once Esther put forth new instructions. And we're also seeing a type and shadow of the authority that you and I, as believers, have inherited from Jesus Christ. He says, all my authority that I've been granted here on earth, I give to you. You inherit that. We're co-heirs with Christ. We inherited that. And the power of coming together in unity Two is better than one, so the load is lighter. When we determine that we're going to operate in unity rather than division, it's like this group on here, this Dream Big Today Bible study group is so powerful. You do realize that you're reading about yourself when you read about how the Jews were told they could fight back. I mean, the power of the word went forth that said you're going to die, and they all cowered and they lamented and they mourned and they grieved before they were even dead. The power of the word scared them. Fear spread. Jan, they didn't know what they were going to do. They didn't know what to do. But somebody recognized their leadership qualities, recognized the position God had placed them in, Melissa, and they decided, Esther decided, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. See, they already had the power within them, but they didn't know it because somebody had said, you're going to die. Somebody had said, you're going to die. But God. We don't have to accept the diagnosis. We don't have to live our life fearing death. This book right here tells us believers we never die. We don't have to be oppressed. We don't have to be beat down and discouraged. Because when we come together in unity, the very story that played out in our reading today takes place in our life. In our life. We had an opportunity yesterday at a business meeting, and we joined hands together. We got word that something was happening in another city, in another location. Didn't know what it looked like, didn't know. I mean, the unknown is what scares us the most, is when we don't know. And we declared, no, healing is ours. No, that's not going to happen. And this morning I woke up to a praise report that what looked bad wasn't nearly so bad. We get encouragement from these stories. We get encouragement. The power of words. It took a declaration from the king for the Jews to realize that they had the might and the power to overcome those who were going to come against them in March. The month of March. When they were supposed to die. Yeah. There's so many little tidbits. It was the Jews who overpowered their enemy. Yeah, the Jews overpowered their enemies. Who's your enemy today? I mean, anybody that distracts us can be deemed an enemy. Anybody that becomes an idol, because if they've distracted us, they've become an idol. What has become your idol? What is coming between you and your God-given authority? Yeah. The authority that the Jews was given represents the same authority that Jesus gave to us. And then things are not as they seem. I mean, it seemed as though all was lost. It seemed as though there wasn't anything that could be done. That's why this story is so powerful on so many levels. They've made movies about it. I mean, it seemed impossible. But with God, all things are possible. There are those of you right now that needs to hear that. It seems impossible, but things are not as they seem. We live by faith, not by sight. We call those things that are not as though they were. Faith is the evidence of things hoped for, the substance of things not seen. What a story. So Esther chapter 9, verse 22. When their sorrow was turned into gladness and their mourning into joy. And they made it an annual custom to celebrate. And the Jews still today celebrate that festival of Purim. These days in verse 28 would be remembered and kept from generation to generation. That's our reminder to do our grateful journal, because when we're doing a grateful journal, when we write out the things we're grateful for, when we speak out the things God has done for us, what we're grateful for, when we talk about what we're grateful for, we're speaking about what God has done for us. All good and perfect things, Jana, come from God. All good and perfect things come from God. So if there's anything good that happens in our life, it's from Him. It's from Him. Celebrate all day long. Focus all day long on what God does for us. This is a permanent festival that got put into place because of the victory of the Jews in this story. And Mordecai, look at what happened with Mordecai. Look at what happened to King Xerxes because he put Mordecai second in command. Yeah, just so many things. And then 1 Corinthians, we're reading chapter 12 and 13, but I'm going to jump ahead again to the Psalms 37, because Psalms 37 is like the glue that binds all of our readings together. Don't worry about the wicked or envy those who are doing wrong. Who is it that you're having a hard time loving right now? Don't worry about the wicked. When that decree went out from Haman that all of the Jews was going to die, they all went into a state of worry, discouragement, despair. Don't worry about the wicked or envy those who do wrong. For like grass, they soon fade away. Like spring flowers, they soon wither. Trust in the Lord and do good. Trust in the Lord. Pray for your enemies. Bless those who curse you. Then you will live safely in the land and prosper. Who says God doesn't want us to prosper? It is a pet peeve of mine when people believe that God wants us to be poor and despondent. It's all throughout this book, His heart, His desire for us to prosper. My goodness, all you have to do is look at the Garden of Eden, what He created, to know that He doesn't want us to suffer and do without. He gave His Son so that we can live a life of abundance and overflowing, a life of peace, prosperity, but also, by the same token, is a pet peeve of mine that people that want to define prosperity as only money and material things. It is so much more than that. So much more than just that. Trust in the Lord and do good. You're having a hard time? Find somebody to do good for. Find somebody to serve. If you're having a hard time, you want to talk about acceleration in your healing, in your deliverance, stop serving yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop making it all about me. Once again, remember, I always say, any word that comes out of my mouth is exactly what God's had to deal with me in my own heart. If I had a nickel for every time I sense it's not about me, it's not about me. It's not about me. Trust in the Lord and do good. Then you will live safely in the land and you'll prosper. Take delight in the Lord and He will give you your heart's desires. When your heart's desire is to serve more people, there's a transformation that starts taking place. There's a renewing of our mind. Oh, there's no more about what I'm going to do, what my ministry is, what I look like, what I wear, what car I drive, what house I live in. Me, 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 me. Trust him, and he will help you. He will make your innocence radiate like the dawn, and the justice of your cause will shine like the noonday sun. You want to shine in God's eyes? Serve other people. The definition of prosperity is how many people have I helped their dreams come true. That's the definition of prosperity. You take care of the one, and God will always take care of you. Who are you serving? How are you serving? I mean, it's a little perplexing to me when somebody volunteers and then you ask them to do something and they say, oh no, that's hard. Oh no, that's too much work. Oh no, that's not fun. Oh no, I don't think that's what it's supposed to be like. God's going to call you to hard every time. And God's going to ask you to work. Faith without works is dead. Trust him and he will help you. Verse 7, be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act. We see that in the story of Esther. She waited patiently when everything was at stake. She was able to wait. O King, if I found favor in your sight, grant me this one thing. I'll give you half the kingdom. What do you want? You just tell me what you want. She didn't say, save my people. She said, I want a banquet. And the banquet comes. O King, if I found favor in your sight. What do you want, Esther? I'll give you half my kingdom. I want another banquet. Wait patiently for him to act. Don't worry about evil people who prosper or fret about their wicked schemes. Stop making it about them. Stop making it about you. The only reason you're focusing on them is because you don't like it yourself. Stop focusing on me, 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 me. Stop being angry. Turn from your rage. Don't lose your temper. It only leads to more harm. You're just participating with the demons when you lose your temper. And when you participate with them, they love it. They love it. It's a feeding frenzy at that point in time. For the wicked will be destroyed. Stand on that promise. Things are not as they seem. God is at work. What if their salvation, their wholeness, their redemption stems on the way you respond to their chaos? What if? What if you were the one chosen for such a time as this to be the beacon of light that shines in their darkness? And that doesn't happen when you lose your temper. That doesn't happen when you participate in their chaos. Oh, this is so good. And it speaks so clearly to me. Stop being angry. Turn from your rage. Do not lose your temper. It only leads to harm. For the wicked will be destroyed. How many times does he have to promise us that? Over and over and over again. But those who trust in the Lord will possess the land. What does the land represent? God's promise to you and to me. You will possess the land. What good is the land if you're not occupying it and possessing it? What good is the promise? I mean, it's like this great big huge gift. I can see the foil wrapping and the great big purple bow on it being set on my lap, and I don't open it. I don't own it. I don't possess it. I don't occupy it. The gift is of no avail whatsoever if it just sits on your lap unopened. Possess it. Occupy the promise that God's given you. Soon the wicked will disappear. Though you look for them, they'll be gone. The lowly will possess the land. See, when we're fighting back, we're not being lowly. When we're kicking against the grain, we're not being lowly. The lowly will possess the land and will live in peace and prosperity. Who is it you're having trouble loving right now? Because then we go to 1 Corinthians chapter 12. All of you believers together are Christ's body, and each of you is a part of it. So when you come against them, you're coming against him. Talks about the gifts, talks about the office of an apostle, prophet, teacher, miracle worker, healer, helper, leader, the office of those things. You should earnestly desire the most helpful gifts. That's verse 31. He tells us what to pray for. But then chapter 13, not a coincidence, it follows right behind the teaching about the spiritual gifts. The spiritual gifts are nothing without love. If I could speak all the language of earth and of angels, but didn't love others. And he tells us in another scripture, who do we love? You get no reward from loving the lovable. What reward is there? Love your enemies. Pray for them. Bless them. I would only be a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal if I had the gift of prophecy, and if I understood all of God's secret plans and possessed all knowledge, and if I had such faith that I could move mountains but didn't love others, I would be nothing. We seek the spiritual gifts so that we'll shine, and nothing makes us shine as loving those that are not lovable. If I gave everything I have to the poor and even sacrificed my body, I could boast about it. But if I didn't love others, I would have gained nothing. How do you love the unlovable? You don't. It's submitting and dying to self. This is not about me. It's not about my rights. It's not about my right to be right. This is all about you, God. It's all about you. Take this hatred from me. Take this bitterness from me. Take this resentment from me. Here, I give it to you. I give it to you. Take it. Take the bad memories away from me, Father. Fill in its place your love to the brim, to the overflow, so that it's not even my love I'm dependent on, but it's your love that pours from me. It oozes from me. I can't help but love them. They come against me and they attack me. I step back in pity and know how desperately they're hurting. Hurting people hurt others. In fact, their outburst oftentimes is a cry for help. More times than not, their outburst is nothing but a cry for help. I mean, you'll get to where you spiritually see as the venom is coming out against you, all you see is the hurt and the pain. And then it breaks your heart for the same things that breaks his heart. If I gave everything to the poor, verse 3, and even sacrificed my body, I could boast about it, but if I didn't love others, I would have gained nothing. And then I pray, Father God, that these words penetrate my heart and the hearts of every person that hears these words in a brand new revelation, brand new way today, Father. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not jealous. Love is not boastful. Love is not proud. Love is not rude. Love does not demand its own way. It is not irritable. Love is not irritable. Love keeps no record of being wronged. Love does not rejoice about injustice, but love rejoices whenever truth wins out. Love never, ever, ever gives up. Love never loses faith. Love is always hopeful. And love endures through every circumstance. Love will last forever. When I was a child, verse 11, I spoke and thought and reasoned as a child. But when I grew up, I put away childish things. Now we see things imperfectly, like puzzling reflections in a mirror. But then we will see everything with perfect clarity. When is then? When we love like Christ loves us. When we forgive the way he forgives. When we are patient. When we are kind. When we are not demanding. When we're not keeping record of flaws. We will see everything with perfect clarity. All that I know now is partial and incomplete because I don't love incompleteness yet. Father, help us with our love walk. But then I will know everything completely just as God knows me completely. These things will last forever, ever. Faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. It all begins and ends with love. In that situation, Father, where was my love? Where was your love? In that situation, when the edict went out to destroy all the Jews, where was your love? Your love was alive and well in Esther. Your love was alive and well in Mordecai. Your love, actually, things are not as they seem, was alive and well in King Xerxes. God used him to save his people. Even though he was used for evil to almost destroy them, God's love prevailed. Things are not as they seem. Stop judging by physical appearances. Elizabeth, I'm preaching to me. Proverbs 21, 23, and 24. Watch your tongue and keep your mouth shut, Elizabeth, and you'll stay out of trouble. Yes, Lord. Oh, yes, Lord. Help me. Help me with my mouth. Help me with my tongue, Father. Help me to only speak with your love on my lips, on my tongue. Mockers are proud and haughty. They act with boundless arrogance. Whew. It all